Hello everyone, it's Professor in Rank 5 back with another weekly stream reviews. So we're gonna get straight into reviews from DT11 in general. So there's a lot of things to cover, especially when we are talking about like the new bright lines for Stoic here, as well as a new Tegria review. So that's a lot of things coming in and out. Festival Booster is also out in Japan, where they have like the Daiban Dasai, the Great Vanguard Festival, which is like for the past 2 days, which is like on 29th and 30th of April, I think. And then after that, there's and then they have released the box, so we are going to get Festival Booster in another 2 weeks time, which is in May 12th. So hopefully, we have seen some openings of that box. So yeah, the ratios was quite nice. So there's like a good amount of reprints, I guess. So hopefully, we can get our hands on this box as soon as possible. But with that aside, we're gonna go jump straight into the news, which is. They're gonna have a review for like BT11 this time. So we have like Captain Sanctuary first. Like the very special reviews. Okay, so this is Knight of Brave Advance. This is Kadugan. So continuous regular circle. If you play a normal order this turn, this unit gets power plus 5k. So it's a generic card, I guess. You can play this in any game. But it's a great one. Okay, so when this unit is placed on the rearguard circle, counter +1, search your deck or drop serve up to 1 uplifting him, which is a normal order. Reveal it and add it to your hand, and if you search your deck, shuffle your deck. So it's kind of generic. You can play this in almost like anything except for Bastion, I guess. But I think that's about how this deck is supposed to be. So it's kind of weird, but it's actually like a double rare in general. So it's actually a double rare card. So I can see this somewhat looks somewhat important. By the way, it doesn't have to be uplifting him for that normal order. It can be like any normal order that I don't know, like counter +1 the top deck, or like the counter +1 draw 2 call 2. That's also an example as well. I think this will be like more useful in like Regalia. I guess in Minerva we never be very useful to like play like normal order. I mean it could be possible as well. And then you have the uplifting team, which is the normal order which I've mentioned just now. It's like the Captain Sanctuary one. So you play this card with Soul +1, not counter +1. You play this card with Soul +1. You choose 2 of your regards and they get power plus 5k until end of turn. At the end of that turn, discard 1 card from your hand, choose 1 uplifting him from your drop zone and add it to your hand. So it's actually like quite good as well for uplifting him to be it's actually also like a great tool of normal order as well. So okay, it's kind of nice, I guess. So I'm not sure what decks can actually benefit from this. I think like Hexaorb can play this, So again, it's very generic, so it can be applied to anywhere. So, and if you have the room for like some of the cards in like Cactus entries, you can find it in general. So it's actually a C card, so it's not that bad, I guess. So yeah, it actually ensures you to like, if you really want to play this order card consistently, you have to like continuously Soul +1 and choose 2 units plus 5k, which is kind of nice. So in a Persona turn, you probably might get like a 15k front row, who knows. So that's it. And then you have like Forefront, Night Tail, Tefal, Tespiritor, Tefalt. Okay, that's very bad name. Okay, I'm not gonna butcher it any longer. So when this unit is placed in the rearguard circle other than by a unit card's ability, I'm not sure if it's by hand, but I'm pretty sure, I assume it's going to be placed on rearguard other than by a unit card ability. I think you can automatically say that you can call from hand. If you play a normal order this turn, you Soul +1, you look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 card from amongst them with a grade equal or lower than your Vanguard. Reveal it, call it to your rearguard circle if it's a unique card, and add it to your hand if it's a normal order. So which is quite nice. So and it's rather generic as well for this card to be in anywhere. So when this unit attacks a grade 3 or greater unit, if you have 4 or more units with this unit plus 10k at the end of that battle, so it is like a 20k attacker, and if you allow it to restand by Tegria's skill, it's not once per turn. It didn't say that until end of turn, right? So she can basically just pump power as well, and that you can actually like call another extra card. You can basically like add order cards into your hand, so which is quite nice. So she's a triple rare. So I'm seeing a pattern here. I have a feeling that she will be setting a trend for the future of like what do you say, like other nations to have like like abilities is like similar to this. So technically I'm gonna put it out right there. It's probably going to be the next cycle cards of sorts. So this could be setting a trend. So I'm gonna say it right here, right? This could be a new trend for the cards. Starting from Capture Sanctuary, right? But that aside, it's a very good generic card. It's a very great card as well. So yeah, I have no complaints. 4 or more units, easily playable in a lot of Capture Sanctuary decks, right? So yeah, guys. Right now we have also like a Tegria support. We're gonna jump straight into Tegria support. We have Retrospective Dragon, which is a Cosmo Dragon, which is a great tool from Capture Sanctuary. This unit is placed on rear guard. Doesn't matter if it's from your hand or from the deck itself. It didn't specify. If you have a Vanguard with Tegria in its card name, you Soul Blast 1, you discard 1 card from your hand and search your deck for up to 1 grade 2 or grade 3 set order, reveal it and add it to your hand, then you shuffle your deck. So it's quite good. And then at the end of the battle, where this unit attack, you retire 1 other rear guard. Okay, 1 other rear guard. Choose one of your units with glitter, and it gets power plus 5 can to the end of turn. So it's a good good for like several reasons. I think this is actually like a double rare if I'm not mistaken. So I just have to check. I think that's actually a double rare. Yeah, yes it is. So the best thing about this card is that you can actually like look for like Soul Blast 1 and you discard 1 card. You can search one to grade 2 or grade 3 set order and reveal and add it to your hand and then shuffle your deck. Now, so automatically this will be I think this will be instantly 4 off or 3 off, because you can actually look for the grade 2 and grade 3 set order with the Tegria name. So it's quite nice as and then you can actually like just find it as fast as possible, so and allows you to set it, so it's quite nice. And then you have the 5k for the glitter. You can power it to Tegria, you can power it to Maple. So yeah, it doesn't matter if it's a grade 2 Maple, grade 1 Maple. So it's quite nice. I can see this is a very staple card for Tegria as well. So the 5k is definitely a nice addition to it. So that's about it. Okay, now we have the new I'm not sure if I can say this mommy new Tegria. I think we have a new we have a new Tegria. So her name is very hard to pronounce actually. Appeal Justice. I don't know how, it's probably French, but I probably think that's not. I don't know. You guys can correct me because this is a very weird ass name. But yeah, that's about it. So we have actually like Capture Sanctuary. So we have like a new Tegria. So she's the first of the new glitter set boss unit that is going to be released for this set. So this is actually quite good, and I'm gonna explain why. Right. So when this unit is placed on during your right phase by writing on grade 3 with a Tegria in its card name, this unit is treated as having the same name as the unit it's riding on. So search your deck for up to 1 unit card with Tegria in its card name, put it into your soul and shuffle your deck. So yeah, that's it. And then the second one, act once per turn. You discard once on the Vanguard circle. You discard 1 card from your hand and choose up to 1 grade 3 Tegria in its card name from your soul that is different from this unit, okay? And write it as stand. If you roll, you bind this card, you activate Persona, right? And you cannot write until the end of the turn. You also stack the power gain from the Persona, right? So, let me explain this card. It's like, why is this card super good? Now, first things of all, it has like a lot of functions into it. So if you are very familiar with Tegria, Tegria basically has the Light Tegria and the Dark Tegria, so both of them do different things. Like Light Tegria withstands your rear guard, so essentially ensuring you for fourth attack. Dark Tegria allows you to destroy two restander, but with a drive -1 after that. So the moment when you write this during your right phase, when you write on grade 3, so it's regarded as the same name. So if you persona wrote on the Dark Tegria, so it's technically will be getting the same unit as the Dark Tegria. So that's how Tegria shenanigans are. So the Light Tegria is also regarded as the same if you persona write on the Dark Tegria, and vice versa, right? So you also able to filter out all of your Tegrias, right? Whether or not it's like the light one or the dark one from your deck, and then you move it into your soul, and then thereby triggering the next skill, which is like you able to choose one grade 3 unit cards, cut in from the soul different rank and write in a stand. And if you do, you can bind this card, you activate persona, right? And you cannot write. You can also you can also stack, which means if you persona wrote her normally from her hand, it's basically that you pass 10k. And if you use her second skill, the persona power also stacks. And that is also a very fun interaction, as well as to say that the Light Tegria, if for the restand, and if you have like Tegria restand, you can actually for example, if you persona write on the Dark Tegria, you get to get two Superior Call 2 cards from your deck instead of one. If you're able to say that let's say, I think if the Tegria persona writes on the Light Tegria, then you can able to say retire the entire column, entire column or something. So yeah, I think that's actually quite good as well for this card to be out. So 20k front row is super amazing. Not to mention that if you have the grade 3 order, I hope I'm right, the grade 3 order, that means that with the 15k, your persona wrote, if you persona wrote during this turn, you get 15k and you draw 2 cards. So technically speaking, you can activate the gaining the power of the persona right as well. For it to gain an extra 5k, thereby you have a 25k front row attacker, front row and during this entire turn. So this is actually quite good for Tegria, so that you don't have to really I would say very complicated, or you are missing the pieces for I actually wanted to rank into the Dark Tegria next on my Light persona, or vice versa. So I think this kind of solves the problem of issues of not having enough persona rights, or say you really wanted the persona rank into the different this different one, but it's not there in the end. So it's actually quite good for Tegria to be having the skills like this. So I'm kind of excited to see what Tegria is able to, not just Tegria but the rest of the glitter boss units, on what they can do in the future. So that's about how this deck can actually go and interact. So that's about it. And then we have we're gonna have to talk about this one. We have DBT12 coming out on August 4th, and we were right when we said that Office Maskers. Well, all of us are right, technically speaking, at the moment when Zakuza joins. Well, spoiler alert. Cough. Alright. If you haven't watched the anime, which you should by this point, so if you're spoiler alert, skip for the next 20 seconds or so. If you don't want to get spoiled, skip 20 seconds, alright? From here on out. Okay, now when Zakuza joins Lost to Masanori and potentially join, and well, he did join Uniformers, thereby he has a new form. So we are already expecting that he already gets Office Maskers soon enough. So there it is. So I think that's not longer hidden secret anymore. So it's obviously, if you can see Zakuza there on the cover art with Office Maskers there. So I would say that it's here. So the DBT12 Crystal type will be called Yaten Koshu. Okay, Yaten Koshu. Violent Assault of the Night Sky. in the rough translation, Yaten Kyoshu. Okay, so that's it for the DBT12 cover art. I just want to say, this really does reminds me of two things. Number one, it does really kind of reminds me of Luther. Second thing is, it kind of like reminds me of like a fusion between like Deleters and like Chaos Breaker mixed into one. So I mean, Orpheus have something Joker aesthetic, so it doesn't really surprise me for him to have like Maskus, go into the dark side in general. So yeah, it will be on August 4th. Long story short, Orpheus Maskus is here, and we are very excited to see it. I will pop one box. You watch. I will pop one box of this. Not because I love Office. I'm not an Office player, but I'm really interested to see whether or not they have like a future, reprints for Mask of Hydreigon, or there's anything additional support for the good support for Dark State. So for set 11 for this glitter set, I'm not really interested because I didn't play the rest of the glitter set. I don't play Glitter Maskus, so I am only interested to see what's going to be in this set from that aside. We have more supplies for the set, so we have the sleeves, the deck box. Okay, so each nation, which corresponds to each nation's. Red is like Dragon Empire, blue is Dark States, and yada yada. And safe to say, it's a very nice sleeves and nice deck box. So I actually wanted this. So honestly speaking, I may get myself one of these in the future. So you have like the deck box and the playmat as well. So ooh, very nice. I really wanted the Dragon Empire and the Dark States one, mainly because like red is my favorite color, so I just want to get the Dragon Empire despite me not playing any Dragon Empire decks. Well, I did sold my Bravas as well already, so that's another different story for next time. So I'm more like wanted to get the Dark States ones, and so yeah, it's quite nice. I actually like it. So we have supplies for the upcoming deck set, so which is exciting. So we have Ram Grace, we have Fourth New, and we have Orpheus, which all of them are from I forgot what's her name. Yuki, I think it's Yuki. And then you see her, and then this dude with the front new. Look at this dude. Okay, we have like Ram Grey sleeve and a deck box here. This one from Gear Days. These are not anime characters. This is from Vanguard Days. So that's a very nice one, I would say. Considering how I did pre-order Office, the supply set, for this deck set, I'm kind of excited to get the supplies for the 5 new sleeves, deck box, and the storage box. The Office one is kind of interesting because it's actually like Office Regis, but Office Regis we know that it's gonna be in this set. I just feel very surprised that they're going to put the DBT12 Zakuza, the uniformer Zakuza, let's just refer him to that way, as the cover box for this one. So it's quite nice. Yeah. So I wish to say this is a very exciting card for this set. And now we are gonna brush through like some of the FFRs for this ones for the cycle cards. So we have like see releasers over there, quite nice art. That's about it. I'm gonna skip cards of the day. Then product schedule for English. Now for English, we have Premium Battle Deck Set, which is Special Series 10 for Pale Moon and Grand Blue, which is only for Premium. Which is Night Rose and Hari. And then Messiah Strength Deck Set, it will be on June, which is very long, okay. And Dragon Masquerade like DP10 for English. Festival Booster on July, History Collection on August, and DBT 11 on September. So like 3 months later after the fact. We also have the Strength Deck sets for the ones I've mentioned, like from Grace New Office on October. So I am very excited to see those products coming out in English. So it's quite nice. So yeah, I'm gonna skip cards of the day, but you can see the cycle cards are so amazing. The Lyrical Monastery ones is like quite nice also. You can see the art here. It's the frames are quite nice one way or another. Lyrical has like very special frames, like Caltirosa is there. Okay, now for the Thursday one. Okay, now for Thursday stream, I think this is a very interesting one. They're going to do the festival, not festival, sorry, like history collection will be like sometime around like June, yeah, in June. So they're going to like release this one for now. So which is the elementals for like the G eras. If you guys remember this Cray elemental cards from from G era, which does a lot of like strange things. So we have Pichan, which is the skill is that when this GB1, when this unit is placed on rearguard circle during a turn, all of your opponent's rearguard in the same column unit loses all abilities and cannot gain them until the end of this turn. So it's quite nice. So I think they cannot boost, they cannot intercept, they cannot gain resist and whatnot. So it's pretty scary. And then we have Pika. So Pika is like so continuous rearguard skill, this unit cannot be chosen by your opponent's card effect, so technically resist. And rearguard GB1, when your Vanguard with power 11,000k or lower, like 11,000 lower is attack, choose one of your Vanguards plus 2k until end of turn. Until end of turn. It's not until end of battle, until end of turn. So it's super good, It's super good. So you can like actually like if you're saying like if you have the Honor Jet, the like say the OG Striders in like G era. So if Honor like Pika is there, you can just give it 2k and then until the end of turn. So Vanguard will be consistently at 13k, so it helps you to negate some magic numbers if possible, hopefully. Yeah, so that's good. So and then we have Honoli. Yeah, Honoli is the light elemental one. So yeah, this is very special, like very notable card during the G era days. So continuous rearguard circles, all rearguards cannot attack the Vanguard for the 5th or more battle of that turn unless you counter blast a 1. Okay, unless for the 5th or more battle, say for example let's say normal grapplers, Aqua Force, if they want to attack for the 5th time, they cannot attack unless they counter blast 1. So which is really good. So on the rearguard circle, cause you remove this unit, okay, until the end of your opponent's next turn, you get when your opponent's rearguard will attack the Vanguard for the battle for the 5th or more battle of that turn. Your opponent must play counter blast 1, otherwise they cannot attack. So it's something like you can actually like stack. You can actually try to stack effects. So I'm not sure if this is actually a stacked, but this is actually kind of like a good card for like block multi-attackers. So I can see like Hononi is actually quite a good card even then back in the G era days. The sadly thing is that there's not much space for it in general, because like nobody plays Hononi because they want to like say Aqua Force or whatsoever, because they want to get all the good staple cards in for that. So yeah, that's Honoli. And then after that we have Harmonix Messiah, which will have an updated skill. So I have no idea what's gonna be updated skill will be. So we have to wait until next Thursday to check it out. Okay. And then I will revealing Thursday ones is going to be very funny. So this is the most complicated. I'm gonna say this, and this is the most complicated cards I have ever seen in Vanguard in general. And it's already 23 minutes in, so I want to brush through as fast as possible while not confusing myself and not run a mouthful of trying to explain it as best as possible, because this is the most complicated Stoichia sets I have ever seen, like Stoichia right lines I have ever seen in my entire life. Introducing Mushiking, King of the Beatles. Okay, Stoichia. Okay, Mushiking. Collab. It's an arcade game, a very popular arcade game from Japan. So this is a very interesting card. Right line. So the starter. When this unit is rolled upon by a Grade 1 Beetle, get a Mushiking, King of the Beatles cabinet, Mushiking, King of the Beatles cabinet crest. So don't worry, Stoichia is not gonna strike. It is not the same crest as the Chronojet crest or the Messiah crest, but this crest is going to do something very different, and I'm gonna explain why. Alright, So as you can see, this is the so-called crest, and which is like something like an arcade, if you can see in this photo here, which has like a hell ton of abilities. Okay, this is going to be a mouthful, bear with me. Alright, so auto, you cannot write any card aside from Beetle, only Mushiking cards, nothing else. You cannot write Roroa, you cannot write Blackbird, you cannot write Leonon, nothing else, or anything similar to this right line. You cannot write any card aside from Beetle, you cannot play set orders, and you cannot put set orders into the order zone except by this crest effect. Long story short, do not play any other set orders other than the ones that are stipulated in this quest. Are you thinking about putting the Roroa set order? Don't think about it. Discard anything. If in the future you want to play Boost Storm Armada, forget about it. There's no point playing that. Alright, so this is what's the second skill. When you obtain this quest, search your deck or hand for up to one each of hitting skill, pinching skill, and throwing skill cards with different grades, put it into your order zone, and if you search your deck, shuffle your deck. What does this mean? I'm gonna explain it soon enough. Hold your horses, alright. Act once per turn, so plus 1, you look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 Beetle or skill card from among them, reveal it and add to your hand and shuffle your deck. So, 1 Beetle or skill card from among them, reveal and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. When your Beetle attacks, cause to rest a skill card in your order zone and use that card's skill. So, with all of this, set, in place, what does this mean? Going on to Mushikings, what are the Beetle cards? Okay, very specially, very interestingly, these Beetle cards are cards with no abilities. Do you usually cards like like auto, continuous, regards, those kinds of packs? They don't exist in Mushiking. Instead, these units can use the abilities written on skill cards, which is the set orders. Okay, set orders that will be placed in the order zone, and in order for them to attack and activate their abilities, they must rest them and use the card's abilities as their own. So, and the parameters printed on the card, the upper left logo shows the Beetle's finishing tag move. Rock is hitting, rock, paper, scissors. Rock is hitting, scissor is pinching, paper is throwing. I'm gonna repeat one more time. Rock is hitting, scissor is pinching, paper is throwing. Alright, so this is going to be the finishing move types. Okay, now if you use a skill card on a Beetle with a specific finishing move, you can get access to special abilities, which we're gonna go straight into, and this is going to be a very long video, bear with me. If you use a skill card and your Beetle has enough technique points, you can increase its power. So to show you the parameters of this card, so this is actually like the throwing one, so it's a paper, and then you use the technique, which is on the numbers down there below. Okay, so the technique skill is there, and then you have the power and the Stoichia and the unit card and the grade at the shield, so it's there. Alright, so everything's properly laid out, and as you can see, there are no skill cards, right? So there's no skill text, there are no abilities. There's just a description of what that Beetle is supposed to be, right? So that's it. Okay, now we're going to straight into the paper, the throwing set order skill. This is the set order, okay, for the throwing skill. Now, skill order zone, when you use this skill, apply all the following according to the attacking unit. So, like I said before, if you attack with the Beetles, you rest one of the order cards and triggering the abilities, okay? If it has a technique 80 or higher, the attacking unit plus 5k until end of turn. Has move type throwing, the attacking unit gets 5k until end of turn. As a finishing move tornado throw, the attacking unit gets 5k until end of turn. Then counter blast 1, discard a super tornado throw from your hand, okay, and the attacking unit can perform drive checks until the end of the battle. So, which means that I think your Vanguard and your Rearguard can actually perform drive check. So you can drive check a lot of times, right? And gets power like 15k maximum if you have the right conditions set at the moment. So you can possibly say for a 13k grade 3, like 13k grade 3 on the rearguard circle, and then like plus 15k, which is 28k attacker, and then you counter blast 2 and can perform drive checks. It doesn't really specify whether or not it's like attacking unit is on the Vanguard or the rearguard skill. So I assume that this is going to be like a one that can perform drive checks also with a rearguard. So if I get it wrong, do correct me, because again, this is a very complicated set of cards. Alright, so this will be the grade 1 Beetles unit cards. All of them have technique 90 or higher, so there's that. You have the 5-horn Beetle, which is the most type hitting, and then finishing move is Dangun. Palawan Stack Beetle pinching, and then finishing move Fisher Hug. Japanese Rhinoceros Beetle, most type throwing, finishing move Tornado Throw. So that's it. So the description is there, so it's very small, so you can't see anything. So I can't really decipher it, or what I can't really decipher what's supposed to be. So that's how the card's supposed to be. These are the great ones for now. Okay, Super Kingfisher Hug. Okay, so this is the pinching set order. Alright, so skill order zone. When you use this skill, apply all the following attack according to attacking unit. Has technique 80 or higher, attacking unit plus 5k as usual. Hello. Am I back? Yes, I am back. Alright, so that's it. Okay. So it has move type pinching. The attacking unit gets 5k until end of turn. Has final move Kingfisher Hug. The attacking unit gets 5k at the end of turn. Then counter plus 2 cost and discard a Super Kingfisher Hug from your hand. All of your opponent's Vanguard cannot stand during your next 10 phase. Okay. Pinching, I would say that the pinching move is the most dangerous one, I would say, because this is literally the advent of Megacolony 2.0. Well, it is Megacolony at this point, right? So all of your opponent's Vanguards cannot stand. So unless your opponent doesn't have the Persona right next turn, cannot Persona right next turn, they're basically screwed, and they cannot drive check, and oof, and yep. And this is Megacolony 2.0. Welcome, Mushiking, to this series. You are now Megacolony. Well, officially you are, right? So this is actually quite scary in one way or another. So, so that's a very good card. Okay, now Super Dangun, hitting skill, the hitting one with the sub order. Apply all of the following with the according to the attacking unit. Alright, has technique 80 or higher. The attacking unit gets 5k until end of turn. Has move type hitting plus 5k until end of turn as usual. 5k, 5k, 5k. Final move Dangun plus 5k until end of turn. Counter plus 2, discard a Super Dangun from your hand. Retire all of your opponent's Vanguard. Not only it allows you to drive check, not only it stuns your opponent's Vanguard, this is also Kagero at the same time. So retire all of your opponent's Vanguard is like super disgusting, right? As if like paralyzing your opponent's Vanguard is not disgustingly good enough, this can retire all of your opponent's Vanguard. Wowie is right. Wowie is so. I am really interested in Mushiking. I will see if this right now is actually like this deck is quite expensive or not. But the thing is that this is actually like a collab card. So some cards are EX, some cards are like actually like well, they are EX rarity. So I'm not sure the ratios of this card coming out and able to build a full deck out of it. But if they did, this is going to be one of the most busted decks I have ever seen in like Stoichia. So for once, Stoichia has finally gotten some good skills and finally a good right line in the future. So we'll see what it can do. And when it comes out, I want to like see and test like how far can this card is supposed to be. Right? Okay. Now that aside, you also have like the next skill order. There's like a lot of like set orders in this one, right? So skill order, okay, so this one is the pinching one. So when you use this skill, following apply these effects, 50 or greater plus 5k, has pinching plus 5k, has finishing move rolling clutch hold, soul blast 1 and perform choose one of your opponent's rearguard. Build unit does not stand during opponent's stand phase and cannot intercept. Megacolony, again this is Megacolony 2.0. Then you discard rolling clutch hold from your hand and perform it one more time. Do you know what this means? This means that you can activate twice. This is Margaret. This is basically just Margaret again, like Megacolony, and Margaret. You know, Margaret is like the last cycle card so here. So you can perform it one more time. The fact that it is like super disgusting. Set order as well. So that's like a lot of good cards as well. So we have the set 2s, okay? Elephant, Beetle, Fighting Giant, Stack Beetle, Neptune Beetle. So, alright, rock, paper, scissors. There you are. All of these beetles in its full glory. Now it's like an insect manifestation, insect infestations of sorts in Vanguard right now. So I am very excited and very thrilled to see what these cards can do. Again, I say this is the most complicated card in the entirety of the D set so far. Please bear with me. I have no idea what they were doing, but it's good. Alright, it's good. Don't argue with me. This is good, right? Okay. Throwing skill. Alright. 50 or higher plus 5k. Throwing has throwing plus 5k. Side screw throw. Storm blast 1. Just choose one of your opponent's back row rear guards. Switch the attack target to that unit. Then you discard the one side screw throw from your hand, and for that battle, the attacking unit also battles opponent's Vanguard. Domination! Technically, it's like domination. What does this mean? So you choose one of your opponent's back row rear guards, switch the attack target to that unit, alright? Which means that if you want to attack the Vanguard, you switch the target. Like say you switch, I think if I'm not mistaken, you switch whatever the target that was like you just basically choose the back rows and then you attack the Vanguard, right? Yeah, it can do a lot of things, you know. So it's basically also like domination. So what is this deck, right? What is this deck? Alright, so that's it. I may not express that last set quite well, like the last set order quite well. So maybe you guys can fill me in for what it can actually do. Dragon attack, hitting skill, 5k as usual. Technique 50 or higher, hitting 50 or higher, like 5k, and finishing move dragon attack. Soul blast 1, choose one of your opponent's rear guards, retire it. Then discard a dragon attack, choose one of your opponent's rear guard and retire it. Not as strong as the one that retires your entire field, but this actually can do, you know, like it can retire too. So it doesn't like require a lot of you know, so it's only like Soul blast 1, so it's quite good enough. And then you have the Great Tree, Pteranodon Stack Beetle, Giraffe Stack Beetle, Hercules Beetle, and that's about it. So as you can see with the insects and whatnot, the beetles and whatnot, right? Mushiking, alright. So okay, now we have, those are the Great Trees, right? Okay, now we have, I think they already have 3 drive already, so they can perform drive checks, is already good. Okay, the next set order. Ooh, wow, okay. When you use this skill, apply everything, 20 or higher, plus 5k. Has throwing type, plus 5k. Finishing move, rolling driver. Counter blast 1, attacking unit gets critical plus 1. Discard a rolling driver, attacking unit plus 1 drive until end of turn. Triple drive, double crit. Well done. Chef's kiss. Very good, very good, very good, very good. This is super good. I have no idea what they were thinking, but yes, these are all the set orders. What am I going to say? Like all of the cards I'm going to explain here, they are all set orders. They are, none of them are actually like unit cards. Like unit cards have no abilities. These set orders are insane, and I have like kind of like wild. My brain was like going wild, like seeing all of these cards coming in and out. So next one, last one, I promise, right? Bullock, set order, pinching skill. When this uses skill, apply unit to the following unit. Technique 20 or greater plus 5k. Finishing move, like pinching plus another 5k. Has finishing move Bullock, counter blast 1. Your opponents cannot call sentinels from GC from your hand until the end of the battle. Discard a Bullock from your hand. Choose 2 of your opponent's regard. Those 2 you cannot stand. neck fist and cannot intercept. So this is basically the better version of like the last one that I just mentioned. I just already forgotten what it is. Call Sentinels, no PGs, cannot paralyze 2 of your opponent's rear guards, cannot intercept. Yo, this is so good, right? Alright, pinching, alright, this is the pinching one. Okay, so this is like a lot of good set orders cards for like Mushiking, you know. This is such a good deck, right? And we have like no idea what this deck's potential is gonna be, so I'm really excited to see this, alright? So set skill cards using the crest and play them with your Beetles. Skill cards to be set in your honor zone has to be in differing types and grades. You cannot put 2 grade 1 skills. No, you can put 2 pinching card skills. Again, we make this very clear. You only have 1, 2, 3 and rock paper scissors each, nothing else. So depending on all of the set orders I have actually like tried to mention and showcase to you, pick the ones that really matters the most through your strategy and work from there from here on out, right? You cannot put set orders outside of your crest abilities. Since you rest the cards, you can only use 1 skill once per turn. So directly like changing, so use it efficiently, use it however it's possible. Even if your Beetles doesn't finish your move requirement, feel free to use the skill cards as long as it meets the move type and technique requirements, alright? So like with our conditions, if the right conditions, you can use the right skills. You can only use the skill cards with grade less or equal than your opponent's Vanguard's grade. So equal to your Vanguard's grade, alright? So if it's a grade 3, use grade 3. So it's the grade 2, use the grade 2 one. Alright, so that's about it. Machine gun punches, set hit order skill, there's more of this, right? Then you use this skill applying to a thing 20 or greater, attacking units plus 5k, has move type hitting plus 5k. Machine gun punches at the end of the battle that this skill was used, counter plus 1, stand the unit that was attacked, drive -2, then discard one machine gun punches from your hand, drive +1. Restander. Alright, so we have a restander and we have a drive +1, so it's quite good. Alright, so I'm not gonna elaborate more on this. Okay, we're done with Mushiking, ladies and gentlemen, we are done with Mushiking. Loro Nero, F off, we have like I don't know who you are. Then the Recycle Stoichia, like recycle cards. Yuka MLT is back as a reprint with the Rebirth rarity, very nice. Velstra is in DD Dear Days in set 7. Minerva is in set 7, super nice. Chronojet is in Dear Days. Chronojet is in Dear Days. I should buy this game soon enough, right? I should really buy this game soon enough, alright? So I am excited for Chronojet in Dear Days. Please. I want this as soon as possible. In June 22nd, alright. I think that's about it. Ladies and gentlemen. But last cards, of course, or last card, Exaggerate Backrocket. I want to highlight this one. This is actually quite a good one. So continuous Vanguard Soul, RC, GC Soul. If your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this unit grade +2. Place on Vanguard Circle. If there's a grade 3 card in your Soul, you may Soul Charge 1. If your Soul charge a grade 3 with this effect, choose a grade 3 card in your drop, put it in your Soul. So there's a switching here and there. Grade +2, very good in Farfnil, very good in Dragil. So good card, and it's a rare nonetheless, so it's for set 2. Anyways, I've been recording this video for like 42 minutes straight. I have no idea. Okay, if you see this video and you have stayed until the very end, I want to thank you so much for watching this video. And yes, I know that's a mouthful, but Mushiking is super weird. So that's about it. I hope that I don't take much of your time. So spend the next 42 hours reflecting on your life about what are you doing watching my videos, right? I'm just giving you the details, I'm just giving you the skills. But nonetheless, thank you for watching my video. And do like and enjoy and subscribe. So I'll see you guys next time. Alright, so thank you, bye bye. I'll see you on the next video. See you!